destination for TV superfans, producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
I really love this episode of Project Runway because I personally love to dance. I grew up dancing, and we're ready to talk about the flow of the fabric. I'm Amanda Fields, and here with me is the beautiful and talented Michelle Uberreste.
Hi.
And the handsome and debonair Dan Babic.
Oh, hello. I'm annoyed because where's the music? We had Vanessa Hudgens' music.
Oh, here it comes. Here it comes.
Oh, there we go. Sneaker night.
It's all you.
Zing, cozy up, shawty got no ho down. This is how far we in. Sick of the ding. I like Vanessa Hudgens.
So Vanessa Hudgens is the guest judge tonight, and we're very thrilled that she was on because she's fabulous. High School Musical 1, 2, and 3. Is there a 3? I think there's a 3. Anyway, she's very talented, and she was just in Grease Live.
I know. Completely nailed it.
I know. She's just fabulous, and I'm happy that she was the guest judge. It made sense for the challenge of being talented, beautiful, but also a dancer. And she's been on stage, she's been photographed, she's worked for a magazine, so she's been a model in that sense. So she knows how it all feels to wear all these different fabrics. So I love that she was there to give her opinion.
Totally. I was really impressed with what type because I met her for the first time about a month ago.
You did?
And I was very, I don't know why, I just judged her because of, she had all the sexy photos that came out and all of that. And I kind of
Wait, I don't know about these sexy photos that came out. Please tell us.
Very, very naughty. Lots of nude selfies, lots of all of that, lots of doing some kinky things on boys.
Ho.
So I kind of labelled her a bit of a hoe. But then I met her, and the sweetest person ever. And then we saw her tonight, so elegant, so gorgeous. I thought she was just eating a bag of chips.
Well, I wonder, though, if these celebrities ever have these photos leaked or if it's on purpose.
Yeah.
Because she's done all these Disney Channel things and these cutesy things, which are fabulous. But maybe she's trying to transition into being more of an adult role. So it's like, she's not doing adult work, but she's doing, film and television as an adult actress instead of a child actress. So maybe it's kind of like the Miley Cyrus syndrome. Like, you got to be real sexy so everyone can see you as an adult.
Totally.
Or it's just a rebellious thing. I don't know. I didn't see the photos, so I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt that, like, maybe it was just kind of a promotional thing. But I don't know if it was, like, Kim K dirty or if it was just, like, flirtatious.
It wasn't Kim K dirty, but it was still pretty dirty. And, once again, it was kind of those things, some were hacked, some were not. But do you know what? Classy lady. And it doesn't matter if you have a few whore photos out in your life. We all do bad shit sometimes, so we still love her.
Hey, we've had our highs and our lows in our life.
Just don't put your face in it. There you go. That's the message of the story. If you want to send out some sexy pics, that's great. We're all for it, but just don't put the face in.
Crop your face out.
Yes.
But speaking of being sexy, the beautiful dancers of the Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater were the inspiration for this challenge. The designers are told that they've got a $300 budget and 30 minutes to shop, and this challenge is all about the movement of kinetic energy, showcasing how fabric can move on the body and through the air. So the designers get to watch all these beautiful dancers do a routine, a choreographed piece, if you will, with the fabric. And it's very beautiful to see it all flow together. And so I was kind of hoping, I don't know about you and you out there, I was hoping that they were going to have dancers on the runway.
Totally, that's what I would have thought would have been a natural decision.
Yeah, it would be a natural decision. I mean, the models did a beautiful job of it. I mean, they were really feeling it. I could tell, you can tell when a model really loves something. Like, some of the pieces were better than others, but you could tell they liked being on the runway like that. Oh yeah, I'm going to get my J-Lo hair on. Yes, my Beyonce flow. What did you think?
Well, I just loved it because I just think that's how a woman should look. Look, I want to bloody do it. I want to put on one of the dresses and just go. It just looks like effortless and beautiful and flowing and just sexy. Not having to be so, this tight up and this pushed and uncomfortable because, as you probably know as a model, 9 times out of 10 you're very uncomfortable, but you have to make it work. So they felt so good and confident, and I felt relaxed just looking at them. What did you think, Michelle?
I think it's definitely an interesting challenge, maybe one of the more interesting ones we've seen lately. It's actual challenge, you know? Like, there's a lot of designers who kind of have a very fitted look, don't have a lot of experience with this, and we see that later. But I mean, I think it's fun.
And I think it's good when the designers get pushed out of their comfort zone a little bit, but it's still like they're making dresses, but they have to incorporate the flow and the movement, and a lot of them really listened to that and chose the right kind of fabrics, and some of them really failed on the fabrics, but we'll talk about that. But what I wanted to say is also, I like to call this the special effects episode, because the episode of Project Runway recently, I believe it was season 12 or 13, and it was the Rainway Challenge that Keeney was part of, and he was like one of the winners, and I remember how emotional that episode was. It was so amazing to watch. It was one of those things where it makes you re-excited all about Project Runway again. It was season 13. Thank you. So I love that feeling, and so I love when they brought in the element of the wind. They call it a wind machine. It's just a giant fan. But I have to tell you, I've been on a lot of shoots where they have those kind of fans, and I recently did a shoot where they didn't want it to be such a strong wind, and they literally used a mini leaf blower. It was like this big, and they were like just blowing our hair just enough, just so it wasn't like a blast of wind, but just like a little. And I was like, really? And everyone was like, oh my god, I can't believe that's the cutest little leaf blower I've ever seen. But I thought it was really fun to watch, and it definitely translated well onto TV, so it was fun for us to all see that. I just have to say, I'm a little excited tonight. Like, I don't even know what I want to begin with because it's so much fun. But I guess we should get to the workroom.
Yes.
Because there are a couple of moments in the workroom that I don't know if someone's just trying to start drama or what it is. If it's jealousy, if people are being, like, insecure. Mitchell. But I don't know what you guys thought about that. What was going through your mind?
Well, because obviously Michelle speaks about, because you need being on the show, they love you to bring a bit of drama, a bit of personality.
Right.
But I always say, let your work speak for itself.
Amen.
If your work is just so great and so fabulous, you don't need to tell anybody it's so great and it's so fabulous. Because it just speaks for itself. And you know that as a designer, you could go around and tell everybody, look, I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best. But you don't need to if your work's great like yours is, because people just know.
Usually when you do that, it's not very good.
It is, exactly, because there's an insecurity there, so you're trying to build something up. So I was kind of like, because I love that they're all, New Yorkers, they're all East Coast. So, in LA, they'd be like, oh my God, that's so mean. Like, don't say that.
That was a good accent.
Yeah, A+ for accent. But in New York, they're just like, get the fuck over it. If you've got a problem with Mitchell's got a problem with him, confront him and be done with it. We want to get on with our work. Mm-hmm. So I love that East Coast vibes. What did you think, Mishka?
Well, I mean...
Mishka?
It's hard to say. I hate weighing in on these things because there's so much that you don't see. Like, who started this confrontation? I don't know. I know Sam personally, so I do know he is a little bit misunderstood. It is hard for a lot of people to get along with him, but on the same point, it's like... If you've ever read his blog, it's basically just humor. Like, it's just making fun of everyone, including himself.
Well, I have to say, he's young, and he's excited, and he might say the wrong thing a couple times, but guess what? I've done that a million times. So I know how it feels to be, like, misunderstood, or people just coming up to be like, what did that mean? But at least he was, saying, you know what, I don't think it was a big deal. I was trying to be funny, and, I wasn't trying to give you a hard time specifically. I was just, like, having a little bit of fun. I haven't read it, but... Stay tuned.
You are joking me. Oh my God. Okay, he's been writing for like 2 years, and it's like the funniest thing. What is the website? Runway, like you need to follow it.
Okay, tell everybody where they can look at it.
I don't know what it is offhand.
Okay.
I always follow his links, but we will find out and let you guys know
So if you just follow Sam Donovan on Twitter, you'll just be able to find it.
Oh, yeah. He posts it every week. Every week, any Project Runway Junior.
Well, this is what I'm going to be doing now.
Yeah, it's
I'm
hilarious.
Gonna be reading it. Yes. Okay.
Hilarious.
I'm just keeping it real. It's just saying what you think.
Right.
It's not.
That's what blogs are about.
That's what it's about. And I think
it's for entertainment's sake. And he does know like what it's been, what it's like to be there and have to go through everything. But it's just a lighthearted take, and a lot of people maybe just don't understand that. And but I love Mitchell too. Like, Mitchell's fun, and I don't know. I can see where they both just don't get along.
Well, I think that they're both young and talented, and they each have their own ideas. And just because one designer has this way of thinking and one has another, it doesn't mean one's better or worse. It's just, I beg to differ. But I'm just saying, like, in the world of fashion, people can see things and have so many different opinions on it. It's very subjective. It's like a taste thing, personal taste. Like, okay, what store do you want to go to, Sam or Mitchell? I want to go to Sam's store, but that's just how I feel. There's so many people that want a cute little dress to go out in, and they're going to go to Mitchell because it's, like, very, like,
basic.
Tight and sexy and basic. But you know what? That was... There is a place for all these different designers to sell their clothes.
Totally, yes.
So it's like, you can't, like, be a hater. But, look at people like Perez Hilton. I mean, he was so much more harsh in the beginning, and then he kind of got more, like, friendly towards the celebrities. But, I mean, people love his blog, and he was, like, probably way more harsh. Yeah. But people like to have a voice on the internet, and that's what it's there for, and I don't fault Sam for that at all. And I can't wait to read it, and I'm sure it's not as crazy as Mitchell's making it sound.
It's pretty crazy, but it's you just have to know Sam, like, that he doesn't. I don't think he does it from a malicious place.
I don't think
it's just lighthearted, and I have to agree with him. Like, if you can't take criticism, if you can't just let it roll off your back. I mean, even like Mitchell's been on the show before too, like I was too, and you get like horrific comments, about your designs, about your personal appearance, about your personality.
Oh my God!
Just that's the nature of the business.
You are signing on for a reality show, so
right?
People are going to say crazy stuff about you.
You're going to get a lot of like, oh, you're awesome, oh, I love your designs, blah blah blah. But you're also going to get the negative, and that's the stuff that you just have to let off.
Totally.
Like, you just have to let it go.
Yeah, and I think like it's a little bit, if Sam does say all those things, then you do have to own them, and you do have to fess up to them, which he does. Yeah. And I did understand how Mitchell was a bit upset, but I felt like he needed to go and voice his opinion more. He had every right to be upset, but he wasn't. He was kind of going behind the back. So just go straight to the source and be done with it.
Yeah. Well, I feel like he was confronting him, but again, I'd like to see like how it, who said what first, and
I would
what
like to see the actual footage of the whole thing.
Because we don't know.
It's hard to say without really knowing,
and just adding my 2 cents about being on reality TV. I know you have too, but I have to say there's a lot of times when, the producer will just be like, psst, come over here. Okay, go ask them this question. And then they kind of say, are you, say whatever you want, but kind of, they
didn't really need to do that with us at all. I mean, not that I noticed. They never did it when I was around.
I'm not saying that happened. I don't want to say that happened because I don't know, but it can happen.
But here's the thing. In Project Runway, you're around these other 12 designers for 20 hours a day.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. They're gonna catch it on film.
And they don't have their phones. They don't have their iPads.
Yeah.
So they're gonna entertain each other with whatever they got going on.
Right. So.
And you're bound to hate someone after 20 hours. I'm a people lover and a people hater. Even sometimes I do after shows with people, I'm just like, oh, for fuck's sake, would you just shut up?
I just need a place to go be alone. But.
Yeah, so I'm going sad. I'm just saying horrible things. But yes, what else went on the show? What else was going on behind the scenes that we'd like to kind of talk about and break down? Anything else you girls were surprised about in the making of the clothes?
I like that they had the fan with them in the workroom.
Mm-hmm.
I like that they could see what it was going to happen. So it wasn't like an excuse, oh, I didn't know it was going to do that on the runway. They didn't get to say it. They knew what it was going to happen. They had the fitting with the model. The model could try it on with the fan. They could play with the fabric with the fan in the workroom. So that was great. I think we should get to the runway rundown.
Yes.
I can't wait to talk about it. Okay, so we are going to put our pictures up, and if you're listening in, we're going to describe the designs to you. So first up on the runway is Leanna's design. It is a beautiful royal blue. It looks to be like a jumpsuit, but also like a dress. It's kind of a multi-personality dress. I actually really love this look on the runway. I think it had a beautiful flow. Now, what I want to add before we get into talking about all these designs is let's keep in mind the judges were watching the show from the side.
Mm-hmm.
So every time we look at the runway, we see it from every angle because the camera gets every angle. But they're just watching it from the side. So the movement and everything that they're judging is that. So it's interesting to think of we're getting a front view, but they kind of see it from the front when she first comes out, but when the fan really hits it, it's kind of from the side.
But do you reckon they would have, you know, a time to watch the footage back and all of that? Like, surely they'd get to see it from every angle behind the scenes. Do you know if that happens?
I don't think so. I think it's kind of like
we never had anything like that on my season, so I don't know, but I would think they would, like, they usually get a card with a picture of the model on it, but just standing there, probably not with the wind. I don't know.
I can tell you that they film the model walking more than once because of the different camera angles.
Yeah.
So they have to move things around and, you know, get the right angle. So, you know, the judges are getting to see it a couple of times, just so they can get that perfect shot. So, anyhow, all right. I love this, how it's like a star burst effect. I love that there's a pop of color, and I actually give her an 8 because I think it kind of hits the challenge on the head. What did you think?
I gave it a 6. I mean, I love the color. I just thought it was kind of like boring, seen it before. The way that it moves, the skirt part, it just looks like those drop crotch pants to me and not cute ones.
Oh, like harem pants?
Yeah, but like could have been done better, you know? I don't know. It wasn't doing it for me.
I think it definitely hit the brief. I gave it a 6.5 just because I didn't it hit the brief, but it's not fashion forward.
Okay.
It's a little bit like you know, a kid that's playing with fabric could kind of create that. I believed, but very cute, you know, very safe. I do like it. I don't like the model's hair because I think it should be effortless and flowing, and she looks very restricted with all those curls tied up. I think that also adds to the restrictiveness of the dress. But I do like it, so I give it a 6.5.
Okay, and what was your number, Michelle?
6.
Okay, I really liked it, I guess, more than you guys. Now we have Asha. She's the second look on the runway. And before we get to Asha, we have a very special guest on Skype tonight. It's a very exciting moment for our show because I've never had a Skype interview on AfterBuzz. So I'm excited. It is the designer from Project Runway All Stars and Under the Gun, Sam Donovan.
Hello, Sam. I think he's coming any moment. He's calling from Germany, I believe.
And I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you very much.
Hello? Oh, is that a voicemail?
Samuel.
Okay, well, we're having a little bit of technical difficulties, but let's go ahead and keep talking about the designs until he can chime in. So right now on your screen, you're looking at Asha, and this dress is kind of a fitted cocktail-length dress. It's like nude with some black detailing on it, like a swirly print. And then it's got this black chiffon, maybe it's silk chiffon, drape over the waist and the back. And I personally think that this was one of those things where the designer just wanted to throw something together and then, I'll stick a piece of fabric on it that flows just for the challenge.
Totally.
And so I thought it was kind of a boring dress with just a sash tacked on, and I gave it a 5.
Absolutely.
Sorry, Asha.
I also gave it a 5.
Okay.
Because we're like waiting for Sam. We're like, Sam. We want you to come in. We're like getting our...
Hi.
Is that Sam?
Hi, I'm here. Hi.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
I am so happy that you're on. We're all thrilled that you could call. Thank you, Michelle, for setting it up. And first of all, we're very excited about your work on the show so far. We're just loving it.
Thank you. I watched you guys last week. I was massively flattered by the feedback.
Well, I mean, it's a gorgeous modern jumpsuit. Who couldn't love it? It's gorgeous.
I hated it, actually. No, I'm joking. We loved it. So, Sam, give us a dirt, because my favourite part of the episode is I'm all about the fashion, the clothes. I love it all. But I am probably the biggest... Project Runway is my number 2, because The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is my number 1 show in the world.
Woo!
And we saw a little bit of a Real Housewives of Beverly Hills vibe with you and Mitchell. Break down the fight. What didn't we see? And what's the end result, and where are you guys at now? Because I love that drama.
I mean, I just had a 2,000% spike on my blog, so I'm good with Mitchell right now, actually.
Oh my God.
Well, what were the slanderous comments that he was so concerned about?
I mean, I think that I didn't ever say anything worse than the judges said. I mean, if they thought his dress sucked, I generally thought his dresses sucked.
True that.
So.
Yeah, I mean, I think you were just being honest in how you feel as a designer commenting on another designer's work. I mean, that's I think kind of normal on a blogosphere, and people. I was just saying earlier to my co-hosts here, Michelle and Dan, that I think that's the nature of blogging, that you're just excited to share your opinion online, and it shouldn't be taken so seriously.
Right, exactly. Like I write this blog mostly for like the amusement, the continuation of the narrative and the conversation for Project Runway. I don't write it to like specifically target people. I mean, but like if you're gonna basically play a character instead of being a designer, like I'm gonna write about it.
Totally. And do you know what I love? Like Mitchell was so offended. Like, I can't believe you said this. It's like, well, your dresses were shit. It's just the truth. It's like, that's why they were crap. So, and I'm sure if they're great, you would be the first one to say, yeah, do you know what? I'll throw you a bone, Matt. You did a great job. But if they're fucking disgusting, you're going to say they're fucking disgusting because they are. It's like, not everybody gets a prize. This is the real world. This is New York. This is fashion. So I was like, clap, 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 Sam. I am loving you.
Oh, well, thank you. I certainly, I was not about to take that sitting down for sure.
Ooh, and what else can you just tell us quickly about some of the other people on the show? Like, who else, who isn't what they seem like? Who else is creating a bit of drama behind the scenes? And who's the biggest diva? Because we like the dirt here. We like to be honest. We like to get straight into it. So we thought we were going to put you on because you can give us the dirt. Who's a diva to work with, and who do we love to work with?
I mean, I'll be perfectly honest with you guys. I was probably the biggest diva this season.
You were?
I probably was. I definitely, after this episode, like, things started really heating up, and there are a lot of tensions that go on, and there are people who maybe, I don't know, got a little jealous or a little threatened, but I started to catch like a lot of shade, and as you guys see this episode, like, I don't really take shade all that well if I feel like it's unmerited. But if I'm being perfectly honest, like,
yeah, who's a bitch? Who don't we like? Who's an absolute cow?
Who?
I said, who's a bitch? Who's an absolute cow on the show as far as the designers? Aside from yourself, because you own it, which we love, but who's just a mess? Who do we just think is just an absolute idiot?
Well, it's funny because Mitchell called me an undercover bitch in the first episode, I believe, but I generally found like that Keeney could be kind of an undercover bitch a little bit. Like, he would be like all smiley to your face and smiley in the interview room, and then like he could just like turn around and give you that look, and you were just like, oh my god, what did I do?
and so maybe when he had his one-on-one interviews during the episode tapings, he might be like, you know, talking crap about other designers behind their back and then really sweet to their face.
Kind of. It's what's really been interesting is following the other designers on Twitter, because obviously I've kept in touch with Asha because we were on Under the Gun together.
Yes.
But a lot of them, like, I will reach out to them and it's just sort of like I get a little bit of a disconnect. Ooh. And then I like see what they're writing online and I'm like, what is, like, where is this all coming from?
Sam, I just have to say, a lot of the really talented artists and designers out there, musicians, models, you name it, I feel like they all have strong opinions and they all are unique in what they do. And so, yes, maybe you're a diva, but I think maybe you've earned that right to be a diva because you're very good at what you do. And I think maybe people are afraid of that, or they don't know what to do with it because maybe they're not there in their own journey. But I think, you know, there's a lot of people that will push a lot of buttons. Like, you know, in Madonna's career, people didn't always agree with what she was doing, but she's amazing, and we all love her for it. So I think you're on the right track.
Yo, you just compared me to Madonna. Like, I'm a fan.
Well, I do compare you to that because you're doing what you love and you're pushing the envelope and you're doing what you want to do and learning and growing through the process, but putting out what you want to say and not apologizing for it because you're being honest, right. And that's how you feel in the moment.
It's interesting that you say that because I felt that I was mostly only concerned with myself this entire show. like the entire season I was like focused on the work, and I was focused on really getting my voice out there, because as Michelle can attest, like I was sort of very confused on Under the Gun as to like what I was really supposed to be doing. I was like kind of playing like a TV character, but like kind of designing, but like not sure what was going on either way. So like this time I was just like, you know what, like I'm a professional now. Like I had taken a break from my job to do this show. And I was like, you know what, like if I'm gonna take this break, I'm gonna like take this risk. Like I'm really gonna focus on the work and try not to like invest so much in the like interpersonal drama, which is why I just got so pissed off at Mitchell, because he was talking to every single person about like, oh, like Sam really hurt my feelings with this blog. And I was just like, Mitchell, why don't you come over here and like say that to my face, like talk to me about it.
Okay, well, Michelle, I haven't heard from you that much.
Oh no, everybody
You're
shut
like
up.
holding it in. What do you want to say?
I know too much.
Oh, Michelle
She
knows
does.
too
Michelle knows way too
So
much.
I'm trying to.
Because are you a Mitchell, or do you think he's an idiot?
I don't know Mitchell.
Okay.
I mean, I've talked to him online and stuff. Kind of all the Project Runway designers have like this weird bond.
I just want
and
to
we
say,
like talk to each other and things, but
sorry.
I haven't like, you know, we're not best friends or anything. But I mean, I think Mitchell's cool too. But I don't, like I said, I can kind of see why they butt heads. They just have different personalities, and I mean, Sam is the reason. It's like me and Sam, we get along really well, and we are totally not two people you think would even want to talk to each other. But it's because we're just open about stuff and like straight up honest about it, and we're not afraid to like say stuff to each other, and you know, it's we just let each other be that however we want to be.
And you're not like confronting him all the time?
Oh, I confront him all the time, but he likes that.
Yeah.
No, you have no idea. Like I have gotten some real.
Oh yeah, no, I don't let him. Like he
Michelle.
said, like I'm willing to admit to whatever if I merit it. He merits it sometimes, and I let him know. But it's the same with me, and I mean, it's we also don't like compete with each other. Like we support each other, and I think it's hard in that situation when you're competing about these, you know, other designers, and it can get really catty, and and people get insecure, and it's just I was never that way, and it's hard for me to understand why you wouldn't want to work on yourself. Why wouldn't you want to improve yourself? And like it takes a lot of time and energy. It sucks the life out of you to just spend that emotional time and energy with fighting and being jealous
and being concerned about other instead of you.
Right.
When you're working towards winning a show and putting your designs out there. So Sam, I know you probably cannot speak on this because of the limitations of your contract with the show, but I have a funny feeling that you're gonna have to team up with Mitchell on a future team challenge because that's what I feel like the editors are pushing towards. But I'm not gonna ask you that because I know you can't answer it. But I have a feeling.
I will say something, and I don't think that they're going to be mad at me for saying this.
Okay.
But I think that you guys should really look forward to next week.
Oh! Okay. You know, you didn't reveal anything, but I like what you said. Wink, wink.
But we've got to get back to rating the designs, and we promise that we'll give you a good rating. But guess what, Sam? I've decided, I know you're in Germany at the moment, but you're going to fly on over and you're going to get your skinny little ass on this panel and you're going to judge with us because we love your bitchy vibes, we love the diva, and we love that you're talented as well.
But you're
we
like
love Sam.
The sweetest diva ever, though. So Sam, we're gonna kind of go through the designs with you. I don't know if you're well, you were there, so even if you can't see the pictures, you can tell us what you think.
Oh my god, no! Like you guys have no idea. The designs looked so different on the runway than they did on TV. Like it was crazy. Like Keeney and Alexander's designs were amazing on the catwalk, and they just like did not look cute on TV. And I was like, what is going on? At Alexander's in particular, we were freaking out.
I couldn't believe that they put him in the bottom 3. I was so mad.
Well, it's weird to me because they gave like a really good reason for why they put him in the bottom 3, and then they didn't put it on television. So
yes, okay, so we're gonna jump to that. Tell us what the reason was.
So they were saying, they told us at the beginning of the challenge, like, make sure that you're making a dress that sort of uses the wind. Like, don't make like a gimmick and then put a dress with it. So they were like talking to Alexander, and they were like, it sort of feels like you made a dress and then you just made this like big incongruous cape, and the two don't really match up. And I'm not sure that I agree with that, but if that's the perspective that they were coming from, then I can understand why he was in the bottom. But I really just didn't agree. I really thought that he should have been on the top. Like, it was just such a beautiful, magnificent sight to see. And you guys really don't see how it filled up the entire runway. It was floating in the air like this like dark, ominous, apocalyptic cloud. And they like didn't show that. And it was like appalling to me that they didn't, because it was really a sensational look.
So really quick, Sam, I'm sorry to pause, but in the booth, can you skip to photo number 4 so you can highlight what we're discussing? Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, I agree with you, Sam. I think sometimes on the show they're so hung up on the rules that they're not looking at it as like just exciting fashion. I think fashion is breaking the rules.
But I think they pick and choose when they want to enforce the rules or not.
Yes, it's really messed up. Like, I think if something is fabulous and it came from the guidelines, but they kind of read between the lines, then it shouldn't be, faulted for being a little bit outside of the challenge. And I didn't even really hear that from Alyssa Milano in the beginning. I didn't hear that it had to be a flowy dress. Like, I thought that they could incorporate the fabric as the dancers were incorporating.
Right.
Well, because they don't tell you that.
I mean, Michelle can tell you that you get a lot of extra sort of qualifications for the challenge after they sort of present it, and they kind of cut around all of the quote unquote rules, just so they're not wasting time and boring the viewer, I think. But yeah, it was definitely something that was, there's something crazy going on outside.
But to me, if this is the afterthought, is the cape, I could list 3-4 other designers who just made a dress and add an afterthought that were less successful than this.
I'm actually weird because I don't like the dress, but I like the cape. I think the dress is a little bit hideous, but I love the cape. Love the cape.
I mean, I have to say, Alexander is a fabulous costume designer, and this to me was the most emotional moment on the runway.
Yeah.
When the model came out, I didn't care if it was Project Runway or New York Fashion Week or Miami Fashion Week. I didn't care. I was just excited. I saw her come out. The cape took over the stage, and it was amazing. And I actually feel like the best pieces on this show are the ones that you're the most emotional about, and who cares about the rest? So that's what I'm saying. Like, that's how we're gonna get to your piece too, Sam. That's how I felt too. But I just, when you're looking at it, you have to have a feeling, and then it's something great.
Totally. Right. But let's move on to some of the other, other designs from the night, because
so,
I want to break them down. I want to hear what Sammy's got to say. I want to look at them all.
So let's go back to the red dress. Yes. The red dress photo, perfect. This is Valerie's design, and the model came out, and I thought the first thing, she should have just stuck with her pleat design because that's more interesting. I thought that maybe Leanna was telling her not to do the pleats because she's competing with her and she doesn't want her to look as talented. I don't know. I think it was a nice effect with the color, but it just was kind of a more traditional dress to me. It wasn't anything super different or new. I did love the movement. I kind of gave it a 6.5, only because I expect something innovative here. And this wasn't really innovative. Okay, what did you say, Michelle?
Yeah, I wrote it's good, but it's not innovative. It's just boring. I gave it a 5. It's like, I like the color, the red, but it's just like a dress. It's not speaking to me like this was a special challenge. Like, it's just a dress with a big skirt that blows in the wind. Like, there's nothing, no idea there.
Totally. Well, I'm color obsessed. I love this color. As soon as I heard about the challenge and all of that, I'm like, that's the color I'd go with. That blood orange.
Yes.
But like boring.
Yeah.
And as I said, it pisses me off. And you'll probably get because you are great. I'm glad we got someone good on the phone. That we can agree with. Like, why is everyone being mediocre? Why? Like, you're on a show, you want to fucking win. Yeah. And we're just gonna put something out there. We've seen this before. It just pisses me off. Like, you're supposed to be one of
well, now it's All Stars.
Yeah.
So like the bar is set even higher.
It's like, that's what you're putting out. Stupid, nice, but like, you can see it at Nordstrom's.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you think, Sam?
Nordstrom Rack.
Nordstrom Rack, yeah.
Okay, Sam, what'd you think?
Nordstrom Rack. Oh man, the shade.
Wait, so what number did you get?
Oh, yeah, I gave it a 6.5 just because of the colour. But I've got to say, Sam, I'm just glad I'm not on the show because everyone would be hating me because my blog would be about 50 times worse than yours. I tell ya. So much shade.
I hope you learn how to sew when you go on Project Runway because I would watch the crap out of that. That sounds like an amazing idea. I mean, like, you don't even need to know how to sew. Like,
no, you can just sew for me. Yeah, and I'll just bring the drama. But what did you think of the dress?
Sam, stop flirting with everybody.
Oh, bloody hell.
oh my god. Hey, that's funny that you say that.
I know.
Dude, it's actually funny because we got today, I got in trouble the other day for flirting with a guest and they're like, it's really unprofessional. But I was like, I don't give a shit. If someone's hot, I'm flirting with them. My brand is all about being me and authentic. I'm not a host that's like this. So if I think someone's hot, then I'm going to flirt with them. If they're a guest or they're not. Why not? But
Sam is hot. And hot
exactly.
Sam, can you tell us what you thought of this dress? Was it a hot mess?
Sam. I will say that it was the one dress that the fans had to be adjusted so that it would actually move correctly.
Oh, that's not really fair now, is it?
Like, well, I mean, in a certain regard, like, it is fair and it isn't fair.
Oh.
But I don't know. I thought it was, like you guys said, it was nice, but it didn't really light me on fire. I was like, oh, that's fine. It'll be safe. And then she was on top, and I was like, oh, okay. I mean, I guess so.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like the judges' decisions like that. Like, I mean, I really feel, I don't know how much of the decision of the top 3 and bottom 3 is the judge's decision and how much it's the producer's decision.
I
That
mean,
is a mystery.
I mean, I think that the winner and who's out is the judge's decision, but the top 3 and bottom 3, I'm not so sure.
it was definitely interesting listening to the judges' critique of Valerie's design, this challenge. Because it sure as hell did not sound like they liked it, but they apparently did. Apparently it was right up there with Kini and I. So.
Oh, yeah, well, I don't agree with that. But what do we think of Alyssa Milano's little outfit today? I thought it was a bit comfortable for the good old show. I thought, nice if you're in Banff or if you're kind of, up in Alaska doing an appearance. But you're like, why are you wearing that? Like, glam it up, girl. What did you think of that, Sam? Did you think she looked a bit too comfortable?
In her little blue romper thing?
Yeah, I thought a bit too comfortable. What did you think?
I mean, I love Alyssa Milano. Like, I could care less what she's wearing some days because she, Michelle, again, can tell you, and I know I've said that 3 times now.
Michelle. Give me a hug, Michelle. I'm giving her a hug. I just love her.
Oh, good. But Michelle can tell you, sometimes, the judges are, sort of really distant from the designers. And Alyssa just never was. She would, finish her little blip and, get down off the runway and, kick off her shoes and be like, okay, you guys, I'm so sorry that we got you up so early. My kids were up late and, I just needed to, get this out of the way. And it's just, she was so personal and she was so warm and she was so inviting. And it really just made the entire experience so much better for the designers. So I always get really mad when people harp on her and they're like, oh, she's not good for this job. It's no, she's actually perfect for this job because she keeps us sane.
Yeah. And I like her so much in this role. We were talking about at first when she started
Fuck Heidi,
hosting.
I say. I know she's pretty, but she's just very, our next thing.
I think she just needs a new stylist.
Yeah.
But, Alyssa Milano, at first when she started hosting All Stars, I was like, I don't know, I'm not so sure. Is she a fashionista? I don't know. But then as I've been watching her, I just love her so much. And I think what you're saying is right. So, we must move on to your design, Sam.
Oh, man.
It is amazing. And in the booth, it's the black and white shot. Go back 2 pictures, please. Backward. Keep going.
Uh-oh.
That's it.
We got a really good photo of it.
No, that's not it.
That's all right. Next one, I think
more.
it is.
There it is.
Bang!
Okay, Sam, this was such a moment on the show. I love when she walked out, but I loved it even more from the side. I was not so sure at first, honestly, about the length in the front. I kind of even wanted it to be even shorter because that's just personal taste. But as a design, I just thought this was a very good use of print. I I didn't know what to think of the front. I thought the back was my favorite part, but I think that's part of the challenge is you have to focus on the movement. And so, yeah, I mean, once it got to this shot on the side, I was like, oh my God, it's incredible. Like, I went from like feeling okay about it and then like, oh, okay, I love it. So.
Aw, thank you.
Yes.
Give it a number.
I mean, my favorite thing that anyone actually said about it was something that was said off camera. When we were waiting backstage for the judges to deliberate, I was like walking up the stairs from the bathroom, and Dom Streeter was walking down, and she like stops me and she's like, we're trying to like cover our microphones, and she goes, I just want you to know that dress was flawless. And I just melted because Dom Streeter is one of my favorite Project Runway alumni, and I like freaked out. That was like such an amazing, I keep wanting to say endorsement because I am way too into the Hillary right now, but but it was just such a sweet remark for her to say, like, for no other reason than to like sort of like make me feel good about what the work that I had put in.
And as we can see, your work does speak for itself. It's
cool.
Beautiful. And you know, if you're creating this...
You can be the biggest bitch you want to be. You can be a Naomi Campbell.
Yeah, I mean, damn, you could throw a phone at somebody's head. I mean, you're not doing that, but look at it. I mean, I think this is, in my opinion, an 8. Only because I didn't get it a 10 because it's just a personal thing. I would want it to be a little sexier in the front, but... That maybe, but then maybe the judges would be like, that's too short. So I think you were very smart. You were appealing to all the judges and what you wanted to do. So I think you're, being smart with the hemline.
Well, I think what was smart about the hemline, just because of the wind thing, like none of us wanted like that Marilyn moment, like the subway grate.
Okay.
No cooches being seen allowed. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that was the reason that the hem sort of stopped where it did.
Okay.
Any higher, and it would have caught the air underneath the skirt and pushed it right up.
And
I'm
cooch.
so happy that you explained that because now it makes sense and I get it, and that's perfect.
Yep, so I loved it, Sam, so I'm going to give it a bit of a 10 out of 10. I'm actually annoyed because I wanted it to be shit, because I'm unlike most people. I would have loved the confrontation of being like, it was the worst thing I've ever seen, you shouldn't be on the show, vomit, but it was great, so I can't fault it, so hats off to you, mister.
Woohoo! And what did you think, Michelle?
I actually liked the length. I didn't like it when I saw it in the workroom. I don't know if you changed it or it just changed when you added the shoes, or I don't know, but I think it's like more cool. It doesn't have to be sexy. It's like that hip, cool girl that Sam does. And I think it's funny because you always pick the ugliest prints, Sam. Like, honestly. Every time I see your prints, I'm like, it's so unattractive. But then it's really funny because what you do with it, then I like it. But it's something, if I saw it on the bolt, I'd be like, no, what are you doing? So, I mean, I don't know how you do that with prints, but I thought it was just really smart. I liked how it lined up in the front. I like the flutter sleeves.
Beautiful.
So I gave it an 8.
Amazing. I just heard we've got a 5-minute call until we've got to finish. So let's break it down. Let's go really quick.
Yes.
Let's go.
Okay.
Bam.
Let's go
Boom,
to Ken.
let's do it.
Let's go to this non-moving dress from Ken. Yeah, okay. What? I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say this, but she came out and I was like, what the hell, Ken? No, I'm sorry. This is a beautiful dress for the red carpet at the Emmy Awards or something, but this is not the challenge. Her dress isn't moving. This is not for a dancer. This is I don't get it. Ken, I think it's a beautiful dress, but it's the wrong challenge. So I gave it a 3 because it didn't listen to anything that they said.
I gave it a 5. I mean, I didn't think it was a good dress at all. It's just old. It's like dated, but it's well made. It's like attractive, I guess, but didn't meet the challenge, and it wasn't. I didn't really think it was fashion.
3. It looks like a highlighter exploded. Not into it at all. Fail. What did you think, Sam?
It was not my personal favorite, and I agree with Amanda. Like, I wish it had more movement. Ken himself was even sort of like, thank God, like
Yeah.
I was safe. Like Ken is an interesting character. He's a lot of fun. But it was funny to see him sort of like stoke the drama this episode. But yeah, no, not my favorite dress from him.
Okay, so moving on to Daniel Frank. No. Daniel Franco, I'm sorry. This is like just kind of unwearable. Like, I don't get it. Like, this isn't right for the challenge. This isn't right for real life. It's not right for a runway show. I don't understand. You can see her underwear. I don't know. This is like a 1.5.
It's a moo-moo, and I gave it a 3.
You know what I think? Daniel shouldn't be on the show. He's had too many bloody chances. More lives than a cat. Be gone. It looks stupid. Not even commenting on it. Not even going to put any more energy on it. Fail, and I hope you get kicked out.
Okay, Sam.
I'm honestly going to agree with you.
Yay!
I was angry seeing his lack of effort this challenge.
It was a cop-out.
It was like he gave up.
Yeah.
It basically was like he gave up. I mean, it's 2 challenges in a row where you like barely make a sloper.
I mean, I thought Fade's dress was pretty bad, but Daniel should have gone home because he didn't even give the effort.
Yeah.
What about Emily Payne? We've got Emily Payne's up now.
Emily Payne, okay.
We need to get through these. We've got a minute, I think.
Okay, I love the hair, I love the makeup, I love the accessory, the ear cuff, all that stuff. The model is hot, but it's a very mediocre design, and I think she's relying on the print to save the day instead of using the print to her advantage. So, like a 4 on this one.
I thought it was cool. I mean, it wasn't elevated enough, but I thought it was cool. She did shorts is a little different than everybody else. I liked the braiding. I liked the color. But it was like, whatever, 6.
6, yeah, I gave it a 6 as well. I love the colour, I love the pattern, I love that she did shorts, and I love the African-American model with the contrast with the skin. I think that's what really sold it to me, was the contrast of her skin and the design, but probably not the design in itself. 6, safe.
And also, it was kind of stupid that you could see her underwear through it and her bra.
Yeah, what is with all these unlined pieces on the runway tonight? Like,
stupid.
I don't mind that. I love a bit of a slut vibe. What did you think, Sam?
There was a lot of fabric in that challenge. I can understand why none of it was lined. I liked Emily's. I thought that it was maybe a little too sparse. They asked for drama, and I don't think she really delivered drama. She always makes cool things, but I don't know that drama is really her shtick.
Speaking of drama, let's move on to Stella.
Yeah.
I love, this was the other of the 3 pieces that really spoke to me on the runway and made me emotional. Yours, Sam, and Alexander's, and this one. And I don't know why they didn't share the spotlight with you in the top 3, but this was sexy, hot, modern, flowy, and it did everything that it should have done. And I just really think, I think you deserve the win, but I think she deserved to be up there with you in the top 3. And so I gave it a 10.
Agree.
What'd you say?
I completely agree.
Yes.
Like, I loved Stella's, and I just thought, like, she totally got screwed over this challenge because it was so cool and it was so different. And of everybody, she really approached it from somewhere completely personal to her and completely different. Everyone else was doing this big wafty fabric, and she like made this cool leather fringe, and it was amazing.
I thought it was super cool, like that hip girl. But it, like the last dress she did for the last challenge, it was really dated and weird, and this one was totally updated, I thought. And I love that she did the fringe instead of everybody did the chiffon.
Absolutely. And I loved it as well. I'm actually looking back at it. Sorry, Sam. I think she almost should have won because I liked them the same. But I felt like hers, so Sam, was so different. Like she took it into a new direction. But definitely a 10. And yep, her and Sammy were number 1s for me.
So we have 4 more dresses to talk about, and we got to really speed through.
I know. Yeah,
I'm sorry to speed through, but what you're looking at on screen right now is Dom Streeter. Look, this is a beautiful dress, but I kind of feel like for her, it was a little bit phoning it in. It was a nice flow, but safe, okay? But a cool girl. At least it was a cool girl. It's like a 7 for me.
I don't know, I gave it a 5. It's like a bit of nothing. Just kind of like, hey, I threw these, what are they, beads or something over here, and I put my
It was a different printed fabric, I think.
Yeah, but, I mean, it's weird. And then, okay, here's my obligatory cape.
Agree. I gave it a 4.5. I think it actually appeared to me first as a 6 or a 7, but it was only because of the way the model was wearing it. And it just goes to show that if a woman is confident in clothes and she owns it and wears it a certain way, that she can sell it some more. But if you actually look at the design, it's a piece of shit.
Okay. What'd you think, Sam?
I liked it, but I don't think that it was well suited for the challenge. I don't think there was enough inherent movement in the garment.
Okay, so this on the screen right now is Keeney's look. And I was so excited about his treatment of the fabric in the workroom. And then I saw it on the runway. I have to say, this model was my favorite model. Well, tied with Emily's model. These are like my favorites.
Oh my god, I love Sarah.
Yeah, is this Sarah right here in Keeney's design?
Yes.
Okay.
Sarah, I think it's Sarah B. No, Sarah. Anyways, keep going.
Sarah, we're shouting you out. Model of the week.
Yeah.
I just love you. Okay, beautiful, stunning colors. It's a perfect fit. It has a nice flow, but you know, I don't know. Like, it wasn't as flowy as I wanted it to be. So I wanted it to be a 10, and I guess I got to like an 8 for me. What'd you think?
I did a 9. I loved it. The only thing I didn't love was the belt. I think if it was more tonal or something, it kind of cheapened the whole thing.
Yeah.
Totally, I gave it an 8, thought the belt cheapened it and thought it needed to be more flowing, but love the colour, love the concept. I think if he had longer, it would be better, but get rid of the belt, mate. It made it cheap. What did you think, Sam?
I think it's funny that you're like, oh, he needed longer, because Keeney like finished that dress in the first like 3 hours.
Really? Well,
Snap.
he should have like spent more than 3 hours on it, then he would have got a 10 like Sam.
Yeah.
You are telling me.
So you're thinking maybe he's being a little bit too overconfident.
I
I don't want to put words in your mouth, but.
I mean, it's there. It was already there. I don't know. It's a beautiful dress. I think it was beautifully suited for the challenge. I think that the lace was really problematic, and I also think that the belt was really problematic too.
So I have to jump in, and just because we're running out of time, I didn't get the last 2 pictures up because I kind of hated them both, and there's no wonder I didn't get the pictures up because I couldn't even take the picture. I was so angry. Fade, I'm sorry, it was a terrible dress with an ugly drape, ugly cut. It was not flattering to the model's body, and she's beautiful and in shape. I'm sorry, Wonder Woman armbands, ew. A bad dress with a shitty chiffon tacked on it. It's a 0 for me. Nothing. It's nothing.
0, 0, 0. If you're that shit, we don't even put you on the show. So bitches, bring it up a notch because we want to display all the looks. So bad.
I mean, I don't think it's as bad as you guys did, but I would have liked to see it in a different color. But yeah, the armbands plus the cape, it was like, going there.
And so, speeding along to Mitchell, I'm sorry, but what? I don't want to say that he's really on a drug because I don't think he is, but this is just an expression. What drug are you on? It's just bad. It's not even close to being a designer. It's very amateur, like first year at fashion school, like your first project in class. Like, you gotta make a dress, make it colorful, put all these tacky things on it. I'm sorry, it came out and I was like, where's the flow? Where's the movement? Oh, they're just gonna keep him on the show for the drama, but that design doesn't even deserve to stay on the show.
I just wrote Barbie toilet paper attack.
Oh!
And I was writing something, but then I saw that and I said I'm gonna steal that. Barbie toilet paper attack. Boom, 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 baby.
Oh my god, toilet paper attack.
I think Michelle just won one today.
Oh my god, that's the line of the hour. So, Sam, woo woo, you won the episode, the challenge, and I wish there was immunity, but there isn't for this show, for
I like that they don't do immunity.
For All Stars, but I don't think Sam needs the immunity because you're just making beautiful things, and I love watching it. And Fade is out, and he should be. There were a couple people that also could have joined him, but at least they made the right decision with that. I don't want to be a total basher of designers. I think that he had a bad day with this challenge. I think he is talented, but it was just this week to go.
Totally. Well, I think that's time that we almost need to wrap it up because our producers will be pissed off with us. We have gone so over time, but that's because we had the star Sam on the line.
Yeah, and Sam, you're so awesome for calling in, and maybe you can come back again on Skype and maybe in the studio.
I would love to.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Sounds good. It was so good talking to you, and keep up the blog and keep throwing serious shade because we love it.
Yeah.
Of course, all for you guys.
And please tell everybody that's listening and watching, where can they find this blog?
It's samusblonde.blogspot.com. So enjoy the archives, y'all.
And where can people find you on Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff?
It's all Sam is Blonde, but I'm considering changing it this week to Sam Donovan Design, but we'll see. But yeah, right now it's Sam is Blonde.
Okay, and where can everyone find you online?
Well, we're going to start with me. We'll go in a circle. So you can find me on Instagram at Dan Babic. That's DanBabic. The same with Twitter, but with an underscore underneath. I'm going to go ahead and follow you now, Sam, so I'd expect to follow back. Where can I find you, Michelle?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Uberreste.
The pressure is on to follow that.
No, you better. Yeah.
You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at The Runway Queen. Thank you, Sam Donovan. And thank you guys for listening and watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye. Thank you, you guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.